Hello, 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 and a very warm welcome here to the Phoenix SimSport Le Mans series. After what's been a very exciting 2 rounds, here we go on to the third, and it will be Imola that's going to host through the next round of the championship. We've already seen a plethora of action already in the first two races, beginning over at Portimao and following over that in the national layout of Kota. It now brings over to Imola, holding through the third round of the championship. A bit more extended this time, usually with the grand 60-minute affair that is commonplace here at the Le Mans series. It's bumped up to about an hour and 20 minutes. So we get to see these drivers navigate throughout the Autodromo di Ferrari for about 80 minutes now, instead of that regular time of 60. Of course, being the second round of the European calendar, is going to continue outwards through to the Bahrain outer layout, also commonly known as the Zakir layout. Then following through that, going over through to Fuji, then over to Qatar once again in round 6. Sebring for 7th, Silverstone makes its grand return for 8th, into Lagos for 9th, and then following through of the grand finale. This time it will take place at Le Mans at the Circuit de la Mulsanne. Well, it's going to be a pretty exciting interest to see who will come out through on top. Big thank you to the people that supported the previous race over at the Assetto Corsa Competizione round. And as we have mentioned before, that one has also hosted around at Imola with great exciting action. It's going to be a similar case through here today. Slowly wait for the cars to gently get ready in time for qualifying. As we can see, about 11 cars in the hypercars preparing themselves for qualifying as well. With that, we've got about 15 that have set their lap times. Plus, there's also going to be a couple of more noteworthy ones. One of that being, of course, is the penalties that have applied. A lot of people have suffered from qualifying bans. Kenzo, one of them, of course, being Kenzo, Cheeky, Bradley Cater, and Spokushkas today, but a few. We will go through the rest of that very, very soon. We are slowly now moving over to qualifying. That will leave us to get ourselves out and underway. GT3s are slow coming out, and that means we will get qualified, ready to go and start here today. Shabar, first one out on track here in the Porsche, following through with that Bartels, who managed to complete over through to a podium. Down for the briefings, keep it through 3 seconds, they said. Very hard to. It's going to be very interesting to see. Given how tight Imola is, it's one of the tightest tracks that we have out there on the calendar, how these drivers will be able to effectively keep their cool, more or less. So there's that through to keep that in motion. Through the rest, we can see, so Bartels will now hold forth the lead. And following for that, we have got... There we go. A flag somewhere, but we will go through. Eric says, let's go, Imola. Indeed, let's go, indeed. A lot of people have got through their liveries, which is especially nice to see. Thunder will indeed come out through very soon. As Mihail warms up those tires. As we said before, people have gotten a bit of qualifying ban, so we will go through that rest as it continues on through to the final corner now. We're going to now go right in on board with Bartels. An interesting affair that we've seen before in Imola, and it's going to be the same case up here through the start-finish straight. Pushing over now for turn 1. Morello has changed over the years, but the challenge always remains the same, as being one of the most exciting first corners in world motorsport. the series of corners. Exit out through here. Now down onto the straight. Through to the long chicane coming up ahead. A very good overtaking opportunity. Upcoming here through this corner. Over down to turn 6. Another long straight ahead, gonna go for uphill. A near 90-degree left-hander upcoming next. Sort of a bridge of a gap, but still very challenging to get right. Flat out for this one. Goes right downhill, and you're gonna see it come right back up as well through this double apex. Then you go through 11, 12, uphill through 13. Hit the apex if you ever want to. Down through to the straight. One of the most difficult chicanes ever, let alone in Italy, but in the world. Variante Alta. Bartol's gonna get it nailed down. Downhill the third sector. This is where you can use the momentum to really throw your car in. A must be if you want to set a fast lap or even to get some ground. Exit out for 18 for Vaza. And then down through to the final coming up straight. It's going to be a time set for him. He's going to be the first one to put up on the board, which will be a 1:45.2. Shibori down behind can only do a 7/10 off with Rivera 1 second off. Jennings improves 4/10, closest we've seen. Evo hasn't beat 3/10 quick. Wormstrand about a second off. Super close margins between Rivera and Wormstrand though. Reisenauer through the line. Through the fourth he'll go. Brady coming down just from behind though. He's going to go for a ice line. It'll be 5th. Paul Shibori is one of the last ones to go across the line. Him and Val Thunder. Ben Award keeping it very, very late as Paul will go across the line. And it will be 3.8 seconds from the closest car in Klepper. But Thunder seems to be slowing down quite a lot, which is very unfortunate to see. Evo seems to be going faster again. Fast enough, it is fast actually. 4/10 quick. A good chance to see if he's going to do any more improvements here in that Mercedes. That seems to be like really slowing down. It's extremely hard to find an opening rather. He's still going fast after the final corner. Traffic will indeed there. Bartos has been displaced by Shibori. That's just finished. He gets up onto provisional pole, 1 second off. But can Eva improve even further as he'll go for across the line? Yes, he can. 3/10 quicker than Shibori. He'll take provisional pole. Emmett Wormstrand improves. He'll go through the second. Reisenauer. Through to the final corner. He's going to go. Where will he place the BMW? He will stay over in 7th. That was an improvement. I think that might have been from Jennings. I'm not quite sure. Papa is navigating through the first 2 corners. Val Thunder did manage to set a lap time. Through the 9th he goes. Ben Ward's still the only driver yet to set a lap time yet. But he'll have a chance now to punch his ticket up ahead. Got to stream back just a little bit. Let's see if there's any more placements here. Evo. Exiting out through turn 15 chicane. Slow all around. No improvements. Don't know what will be happening here. Wormstrand coming down from behind. He's purple in the first sector. A good, strong third sector could do it. Val Thunder improves up into 5th. A very strong lap time from him. What can Emmerich do? Is it going to be enough in the Lexus? Bartels proves the Lexus up ahead, not quite close enough to displace Wormstrad though. But is it going to be a good enough improvement for Wormstrad? 3/10. No. You cannot find it. That was an improvement from somewhere. That might be Jabor, I believe. Bartels third. Van Wart. Last car to set for the lap time. How's it looking for him? Greens. Greens. Where he's gone, he's just managed to just about break into the top 10. And 5/10 clear as well. Qualifier will slowly start to get over. There's Evo. Makes that through. Brady has managed to improve. Takes provisional pole. And Evo's improved as well. Brady's really doing incredibly well. Okay. Brady. Frantic has beat him up to provisional pole. That is 2/100ths off. That Frantic has improved at the last dire minute. Brady could not respond. The Mercedes driver just about has. The Porsche beat. Jabor has gone off. Jabor has gone off. And that'll be it for his qualified session. 50 minutes to go. Wormstrand's also off too. Desperation sinking in. Russenauer into the pit. He's not going to go anymore. Benward does improve. He gets himself up into 8. Levi Jennings proves to 4th. Displaces Wormstrand through P4 as he gets himself back into 5th. Evo doesn't seem to be improving this time round. Should Stewart do it? He's 1/10 off. Oh, he's an improvement. Purple in that middle sector. Bit too much of a heavy ass though. Needs to find a lot of time for coming through there. Jennings improvement for him. And Barnes is going to start through another flying lap here. Another yellow flag somewhere. Oh, that's Valfunder. He's gone off. Evo's into the pits. He's not going to improve anymore. Eyes on now Stuart Brady. Can he do it? Can he do it? He's the fight 1/10. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Stuart Brady, at the last dire moment, might have just stolen pole position off from Evo at the last minute. Jennings out for the chicane now. Any improvement? No, it can't. Jennings cannot improve. He'll be down in 4th. Van Wart going through across the line for himself. Any improvements for him? No, it will not. He is, I think, yet to start for his. Through the Senna liveried BMW. That was an improvement somewhere. Not sure that might be Rivera. Rivera got himself up into 8th at the very end and pushed himself off of the trouble zone. Klepper improvements all around for him. The Norwegian very strong in the race, but this qualifying just seems to not really be his day. A recovering to exit out through. 2/10 off from Brady in the first sector, 4/10 off. Look at me, 6/10. Could be eyeing for top 10 here. And he can't. It's an improvement, but not an improvement enough. Benwart, purple, first sector. Is this going to be a return of form for the Englishman? Just green in the second. But look at that first sector there. It's 1/10 off. Rivera not improving at all. Warmstrand. Oh my goodness me, that is so close. That is about 200s off from the purple first sector. Down to the line. Wharton's gonna go. It's gonna be a miracle in the first sector. If he's got a chance to get into pole position here, it could be possible. It is possible. Wharton's done it. And it's a 300th of a gap this time. Way more comfortable. And that surely has sealed the deal. As Ben Wart, the last lap, he has taken pole position here. I thought it was over, but it is not over. Wart has done it. Wart has done it. Warmstrand last row took over across the line. No improvements anywhere, but will come through to take a very respectable 7th place. A lot of people are gonna go over to the we're turning our attention now over to the hypercars now. Wait for the timer to slowly tick down for 10 minutes left to go here. Eyes are watching for Miguel to go off. There we go. Underway here for the hypercars this time. Oh, Wart already taking advantage of Lorenzo trying to look through and won't do it yet. What will lead through the charge? Here we go. We get to see how a hypercar lap looks around here. This time it's Wart. This time we're riding on board. Tabarello into turn 1 through 2. Exit out through 3. 4. The Villeneuve corners upcoming next for 5 and 6. Again, the hairpin over at 7. mistakenly called it 6th. My apologies there. Down through up on exit. Through the line date 9. Little bit sideways, has managed to keep it under. Down 10. Going downhill through to 11. Nearly flat out in the hypercars with just a slight lift off the throttle for that more control. 12, upwards for 13. Down over through to another street. Alta 14, 15. Extremely unsettling on the hypercars compared to the GT3s. That being heavier means that it's way more easy to be unsettled. Watch these drivers as they'll carefully navigate through there. Downwards through 16. Hard braking zone, 17, 18. Very clean qualifying we've seen from the GT3s. Let's pray that was going to be the same thing for the hypercars. Through it on exit, he will go. And a good lap indeed for Wart. A 131. Let's see what others through can follow. Hendricks 5/10. Vince 1 second off. Astazaran has done 6/10 off. It's clearly getting accumulated over to the track as it goes along, which is fine. Wart still holds on through. Taggart, really good for him, up in a 4th, which has so far been his best. Wart seems to be going even quicker though. A yellow flag somewhere. Who could that be? That might be Andrew Taggart, and it is. He's back into the pits. There we go. So Verla, Amar, Crucial Blin, Cheeky, Bellman, Rummington, Cater, and Spakushkas all having to suffer from qualifying bans, which means that they'll have to all start from the back of the grid. No one yet having to pit start. Well, pit start in 10 seconds. No one having to suffer from a race ban yet. After 6, Vince. 3rd, Lorenzo Hendricks did go across the line. He does improve, and it'll be a 136 from him. Having missed the first 2 races, he's starting his championship defense off the back foot here. Now donning the number 1, he's definitely a man on a mission, to say the least. Previously started up for his the Dutchman started his career out in the Toyotas, then he moved over to the Porsches, where he clinched his first championship. He's retaining that for this season, and the livery that carried him there. Of course, Ryan Wart, seeing his return to fame. They dearly missed in season 15. Got his first race win since then as well. Lorenzo Hendricks hoping to give him a run for his money. Wart has won the last 2 races with penalties applied, with Cheeky 2nd at the end of Kota. Across the line, Hendricks will go, still 38-0, and it's coming over to just about over a second from Ryan. Oliver in the through the Villeneuve, he'll go. He's holding on to 3rd with as I said, that GT29 Vince into 3rd. He's gonna go, and Neil right through an exit. The Aston Martin, he's currently holding on to 5th at the minute, about 100ths off from Oliver Walter. That's the highest place we've seen the Aston Martins qualified as a team. Of course, feel free to comment. Just says hello, peoples. Hello, Ben Neil third. Polybear, hello, everyone. Thank you, Freezy Hunt, for the hydrate, hydrate, and hydrate. With how much this race is gonna be for 80 minutes. I sure need to hydrate, that's for sure. Tiger down over through the 8th. Does that out through outside here. Oliver Walter, you're gonna go through across the line for him. It's an improvement and a very strong one. P3 for him. Walter, Neil, Vince really exchanging positions here for best of the rest between Wart and Hendricks. As Wart does improve, it's got about 6/10 off from Lorenzo compared to 9/10, so he's managed to find 3/10 off and makes that margin just ever so slightly closer. Sheer commitment through Torborello, though. As Walter slowly bridging that gap up even closer, 5/10 between himself and Wart. We'll still have to worry about Vince, who's done about nearly 200s off of the gap. Also, Vince is positioned later in the track as well, so if it's dependent on timing, then Vince might get one more lap. Neil, he's halfway across over, but he'll go for across the line. 26.277 for a second, 32.4, and 32.6 means that is still going to be 5th for him, and it's just about over a 10th, 1.7 tenths off from Vince. Tiger escapes out from last place to get himself up into 6th, so Aston Martin 3, 5, and 6 at the moment. Bro in 7th. Might see him improve. Wart goes for across the line for himself. No improvements there from him. Miguel's gonna go for across the line with 30 seconds left to go. Time for one more. Is it enough for him? Or just an improvement, but not quite close. And he'll be entered into the pits. Lorenzo into the pits. Ben into the pits. He's still eyeing for one more. He is. Oh, that's someone off. That's Miguel. That's Miguel. He's gone off. And he won't be able to improve anymore. Sudden realization there. So that's our first hypercar crash that we have, well, second one we've seen. First being Mavericks earlier. A few seconds left to go here. Just 4 cars we're eyeing on. Ryan not improving enough. Another yellow flag somewhere. Oh, that's Vince. That was Vince at 6/10 off as well. It will not be enough to himself to still P3 off from Walter. Walter will go for across the line to surely cement it. Ben Leal hits over and that'll be P5. Andrew Tiger, improvement in the second sector. Balances off the first sector problem that he had earlier. If a good strong third sector he will have, could be enough to bridge even closer to Neil. And it is! It does it! Wow! 4th actually, in the matter of the fact. That is a massive improvement in the third sector, and Andrew Tiger can come into Imola as having one of his best qualifying sessions in a long while. Fantastic there from the Irishman, and a way to make it Aston Martin 3, 4, 6. 6, 7 actually as well. So 3, 4, 6, and 7th, which is extraordinarily very good results from there. qualifying over and done with. It is Hendricks that will take provisional pole. Cements his pole with Ryan Ward. Lorenzo Hendricks takes over to provisional pole. Ryan Ward in second, with Oliver Walter third, Andrew Taggart fourth, Vincent fifth, Neil in sixth, Raul McNeil in seventh, with Miguel completed over through to the top. Top ones into the hypercars, with Kenzo, Rumington, and Cheeky suffering from qualifying bans, having to start from the back of the row. Over into the GT3s, meanwhile, it is a new pole sitter in Ben Ward that has managed to clinch it at the very last minute. That stole it from Brady, that stole it from Francis. So keep an eye out for those three as the race goes on. Shabor over at fourth. Follow with that, we have got Jennings in fifth. There we go. Jennings in fifth, with Bartol sixth, Wamstrand seventh. Valdez Thunder in 8th, Kevin Rivera a 9th, with Howard 10th. That'll be it.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
It's slowly going to be coming over to the start of the race, but apart from Howard, it was Klepe in 11th, Shabor at 12th, at Keita 13th, Spakushkas 14th, and Vola. Maybe enough time to do a through to the starting. Hendricks and Ward to a complete over for row 1. And then following for that behind, we have got Walter and Taggart in the second row. So Andrew Taggart, second row, appears for the first time. Same with Walter. Vince over in 5th, with Ben Neal in 6th for himself. Very good for those two drivers, with Raul down over in 7th, with the Cadillac of Miguel in 8th. Speaking of which, the 24 Hours of Daytona is on right now. Kenzo Christian Blin over at 9th with Remington. Again, those are the ones that suffer from the qualifying bans. Another one suffering from the qualifying ban is also Cheeky over at 11th. Don't think McCurdy is here. Neither is Luis Del Corta. Ben Ward starts over through in the GT3 class, followed by Stuart Brady, completed over through row 1 of the GT3s, with Evo Francis and Jacob Shabora completed over through to the second row in the GT3s for row 9. Over down to row 10, it's Levi Jennings with Mikael Bartels, Emmerich Wormstrand with Val Thunder over at 8. It is then Rivera with Ressenhauer completing over through to row 5 in the GT3s. After which then it is Klepa Shabor for row 6. And following through behind that, we have got another couple of people that didn't also attend through the qualifying sessions as well. It is Bradley Cater, the current championship leader, along with the other driver of Spakushkas, Vola and Bellman are also the other ones left to have made their starts. And Amar also did not make his start as well. Curious shots, ladies and gentlemen. We've got about exciting 18 minutes of racing here at Imola. It's the longest that we've had on a regular season. And away to kick off here for the third round of the 17th season of the Le Mans Championship.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flags up, we're underway here. Lorenzo, good start indeed, right from the start. Actually gaps over for Wart as Wart gets under pressure from Walter. Walter gets in a 3 to P3. Look at this carnage down from the back. Bit of a lock up though, and it's going to be very interesting as it comes on top. Meanwhile, Brady still holds on through. It takes the lead actually from Wart. So Warts both have got pretty bad starts at the end as they've both been displaced by Brady and by Walter respectively. Down over through to turn 1. Turn 7, my bad. Over down through the straight, they're gonna go. It is still Lorenzo that's holding the lead. Brady also holding on through to the lead as well. And Evo, Ben, Stewart, it's still the regular top three, as we know it as it stands. Ooh, a bit of a grass cut there. Should be fine. Hendricks coming out for pressure from Walter. That's the pressure there from Vince, I guess, on Taggart. Taggart does defend well. Further back, any moves left to be made here? No, there's no moves left. Ooh, a bit of on the grass, that's Evo. Evo's lost. P4-3 to Jennings. He's going to lose P4 this time to Warmstrad. And Warmstrad's going to hold on to the inside now. Through turn 16 and 17. Sheer commitment on the brakes there from the Lexus driver. And he will take a position. Evo goes down from third out to the podium position. Andrew Taggart still up in the fourth. Vince down for the inside. That's going to be Cheeky, who's gained so many positions. He's gone up in the sixth. Vince not worried about him just yet. Kenzo down in the background. Also promotes himself up in the seventh. Vince has to try and look into Taggart, but Taggart is not going to budge one single bit. He's going to prove why he's still here. Down over through. Look at this. Vince is going to try and look over through, but Taggart cuts him off. That is Shabor and Russenauer. Shabor over at fifth. It's gonna be a bit under pressure. A little bit of contact over. Is that gonna push Shabor a bit off the racing line? It might do so. Might cost another position from Wurler. Wurler right down to the outside of the hairpin upcoming. But Shabor surely has the car placed enough to hold it off. A bit of a tag slapper, but he manages to hold it in. Still looking fine as we still go on. Vince still doing his best to defend from Cheeky and attack Taggart. As we now get over through to the session info and the standings. Look, you can see over here 1 hour and 17 minutes. A big task for the drivers up ahead. Out for an exit. They're all gonna go. Taggart still leads. Walter trying his best to bridge that gap ever so slightly more. Lot of battles that we're going to see here in the hypercars. Produced very good racing in real life World Endurance Championship events. Surely will be the same case here. For an exit, Taggart, very poor out on Tamburello. Villeneuve upcoming. Is Vince going to bite the bullet? He cannot, he's not close enough. And now allow for Taggart to happily remain over in the P4 as the Kenzo. Bit off, but he still managed to keep it through. Someone onto the sands, just a little bit, will still hold on through. Warmstrand outside from fourth. Evo down for fifth. He's still got a chance to claw his way back up. Shabor down over the 10th has got to worry about for Fuller. As Bakushkas not quite moving up as close as his rear-ended compatriots. Bradley Cater, if you're keeping your eyes on him, he's over at 7th. Lamar all the way down in 17th. He's about 41 seconds, so something's clearly happened to him. Same with Valfunder. Valfunder's got a stop-and-go penalty, I believe, or a drive-through of some sort. Get to see here, Kenzo gone off again. Nothing too drastic though. And Taggart will still lead on will lead on through the fourth. Just about. Evo, a move possibly in the cards. Bartels, who was an early runner in the qualifying run for pole position, finds himself in 6th. Scott Cater to worry about, who's falling behind in 7th. Robington and Miguel battling out for P8. There's Andrew Taggart. Still running over through. Still running over for the 4th. Oh, that's so close. Super, super, super close. Maybe a bit too much for us. Like Vince is gapping from the rest of the pack now, so they're going to really fight between Taggart and Vince. War in the middle of no man's land. But look at this. Here comes Walter under pressure of Lorenzo. The championship winner from last season finds himself under pressure from the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin's going to have a look down, right down for the inside. This is the battle for the lead. And it's not quite close enough to get through the job. Contact, contact, contact. No drastic moves yet made. Further back, still defending between Taggart and Vince. Cheeky Kento taking through the back seat here. Rather watch these two fight rather than get involved. Another smoke up somewhere. That might be Walter, as he's now finding himself up in the back end a little bit again. He's gone sideways. Might end in catastrophe here for Walter. Having to defend now from Wart. Down for the chicane. Walter doing his best to defend. Lorenzo's got the gap that he so desperately needs to run into the lead fairly comfortably. Lapped car coming in through the way. Paid its influence in the Circuit of the Americas last time round. It might do so here in Imola. Compromises Lorenzo's exit just a little bit, but not too drastic. Taggart manages to find just some sort of comfort to escape from Vince, though. Walter, Ryan makes their way past. GT3's now. Cater against Bartels in a possession for P6. Cater seems to be stuck into 7th and cannot seem to gain any more places, as Brady still holds on for the lead. Benwart in 2nd, Levi Jennings in 3rd, Evo still stuck in 5th. Ooh, Thunder into the pits. That's our first retirement of the day. Oh, that's someone off. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? That was someone. I'm not sure that was. I did see like someone switch positions. Evo under pressure from Bartels though. And Oliver still pressured from Ryan. Thanks all 6 viewers for watching this stream. Hope you all enjoyed it. Oh my goodness me! Walter! Walter's lost it! Walter's lost it! That's going to allow for Ryan to get into P2. But he's got a chance to fight back though. Ben Neal managed to overtake Miguel. They're in a fight for P1. But this is going to be the battle for P2 between Walter and this. It's not going to quite happen just yet. Robinson makes his way past though. Oh, goodness me, that is very hard. And Robinson has lost it. He kept the car straight, but loses 2 positions in the process for being so uneven. Oh, and Miguel responds by being off on the gravel, and that will allow them to fight back. Wheel to wheel action between these two. Right on for Max, battle for P9 on the cards. Gonna fight back. Yes, he will. Miguel doing his best. 210 for George, and he's got off gravel. And that will pose an end to that battle, with George victorious for the time being. 2.7 the gap between Ryan and Oliver. Ryan has managed to recover from what he previously lost. Same can't really be said about his brother, but he's still 7/10 off for Brady. Lorenzo and Ryan, 3.2 seconds of a gap. Just see Walter's not giving up yet. Super persistent he is. Definitely can say one to watch. Got P2 previously. The German driver. That gap between Brady is increased over through to about a second. Evo under pressure from Bartels and also from Cater. Cater is going to look for something here for the chicane, but it's not quite there. Undeniably one of the best drivers we have in the GT3 field. Cater seems to be really struggling here to get into the top 5. Even though they're so very close, that's the challenges that Imola imposes for the attacker. The fact that it is so narrow means that you have to be completely 100% sure of your chances when making moves here. It is incredibly easy to defend if you know where to place your car. And Bartels and Evo seem to have that down to a T. Cater surely may be able to look for a better chance though. Clearly I think is the faster driver. A 144.1 from him, a 44.2 from Bartels, and a 54.5 as well. The hypercars are playing a role here, so we will see that come into some influence here as there goes Ben Ward making his way past. That is the leader of Brady, I believe. No, I'm mistaken, it is Rivera. And that allowed the gap that, as we've said, that Ward needed. Traffic coming into the way. There goes Hendricks. Ryan Ward also involved. And again, that's helped Evo. And this pressure has allowed for Ben against Oliver. As soon as I say that, Walter has got cut off by the GT3s. But surely, has this change in momentum allowed for Cater to make a move finally? Can we possibly see it here? Down for 16 for 17. Is it going to be close enough? It is not, unfortunately. The move passed. Oh my goodness me! Contact! That is contact! And Russell has been spun round. Oh, it's horrible news. It's horrible news for him. Look over through to the replay. Oh. He did. It's not actually contact. He completely spun out on his own. He continues on for racing though. Lorenzo and Wart up in a fight here between these two. Still in a fight though. Lorenzo does have a beat just for now. Shibora is still dropping off a bit. He's down to 10th now. Previously holding on to 5th, I think. Extreme struggle. The Cadillac makes its way past. Lorenzo, Wart, Walter, still top 3. Relatively a match they've all Wart and Walter have been podium sitters before. Wart has scored the last 2 race wins. Lorenzo looking for not only his first podium of the season, well, not only his first win of the season, not only his first podium, but first points. Yeah, the 2 absences means that it is really hard to defend your crown in such circumstances. But given the paces that we've seen from the Dutchman before, could be possible. Evo's down in 10th. Oh dear. We will look for the replay to see what happened to Evo that has dropped down the pecking order. Oh no! Kader did manage to make his way past Bartels. Under pressure from him. Oh dear. It's gone from bad to worse for Evo, I'm afraid. The man in P3. Can't seem to get a break here. Jacob and Florian in a battle for P8 next. Between these two. Oh, someone's on the gravel. Not sure that is. Cheeky and Kenzo, though, in a battle for P6. Cheeky, that got a race win. That was eventually taken off for penalties. We'll be a bit upset by it. As him and Ryan, both teammates. A lot of defending here. Gap between these two have closed up just ever so slightly. Between Brady and Ward, so expecting a fight between these two very, very soon. Good morning, Harold. Yellow flag somewhere. Amari Amar is off. He's off. Oh, and I want to rejoin. Let's see from Amar's perspective. Coming over Faru. Simply loses it. Very lucky to have his rear wing still intact. Oh, battle for P6 here, upcoming between these two. Kenzo and Jinky side by side. Still holding it through for the second sector. Nearly banging wheels, nearly touching each other. Cheeky, sheer commitment over through downhill. Gonna go uphill. Now has to do the defending game from Kenzo. Can Kenzo do it? Oh, Kenzo dummies him. Almost doesn't look for it. But Cheeky's one step ahead. Great move. Great move. Shabor found his pace suddenly. Evans Bakushka's close as well. Not going to be close enough between these two here. Upcoming there, that's going to be Amar making his way out between Cheeky and Kenzo's going to go for down once again. Kenzo not close enough to make it down for turn 2. Coming for the 3. Amar spun again. Oh, and that might be Taggart, who's gone off, I believe. No, it's Rumington. Rumington's the one that gone out. Neil's the one that's gone out. That's allowed for Rumington to get up into 8th. Tension, still in the battle. Cheeky goes sideways. That's gonna allow for Kenzo to get side by side once again. Exactly the same as the last time for before. Kenzo get the job done this time round. He has the inside line. Banging wheels, just about. GG3 car in the way. Kenzo's holding on through. He's gonna take for the racing line. Might hit for Kenzo. Kenzo frets the needle. And it's incredible to make an overtake like that for P6. Is there anything Cheeky can do to hold back to follow through with that? No, he cannot. That is incredible. An incredible battle between Kenzo and David. Might be over yet, might be done yet. We will have to wait and see. Ben almost looked to be under pressure. That car in the way isn't going to impact him. He cuts off the Aston Martin. I think that might be... I'm not sure that was, to be honest. That might be Raul. Yellow flag somewhere. Yellow flag. Who is it this time? Oh, it's Wormstrand. Wormstrand's gone off. And that looks to be another issue. We will look for the replay onto Wormstrand at the moment as he applies the pressure onto, well, Shabor applies the pressure onto him to recover from his P10 Clapbounce Makushkas. Still in a chance for a battle for P11. We'll look at the replay from Wormstrand's perspective now. Ooh. They're on board with him. Ooh, dear. Spakushkas out to the inside of Clapper to the inside of Spakushkas. That is Bellman down from behind. He will say thank you very much. I'll happily take P12 and almost a commitment inside to Spakushkas. Spakushkas fence off. Super close battle there for P11. Further Wormstrand for P7. Amar has called it quits. He's the first retirement of the day. Ward and Jennings battle for P2 here. The headlights are starting to come on here. That will be Verlaine and Wormstrand. Look at this. Wormstrand cuts over through. Side-by-side action here for P7. Still going to go wheel to wheel. Wormstrand might be able to make the commitment if he does so. But Verlaine is not going to quite give up. Close action here between the two. And Wormstrand will be the one that will come out for on top. That is Shabora in the background. You can see trying to look over through. Another yellow flag somewhere. Who could that be? Oh, that's Paul Shabora. He's gone off on track and rejoins in P15. Ooh, 92 seconds off from the leader, 66 seconds off from behind. At risk of being lapped at that rate. Hendricks, bit caught in the middle between these two. Will make his way through past. There's Ryan in the background. Yeah, that Ben O'Wart kind of hindered his quarter entry a bit. He's got Shimura now in his rearview mirrors. The question is whether Shimura can find a way to fight back, really. But you can see Evo there in the background, desperate to break higher than just 10th. Considering he started in 3rd. I was one of the fastest guys out there. A little bit of a heartbreak to see him so low, given the start that he had. Shimura surely got something to prove right here in a battle for P8. Can the Porsche driver do anything through Tamburello? He cannot. Exit they'll go, with Villeneuve upcoming. Bellman up in a battle with Klepper still. I think they're going side by side, heading into there. Yes, they are. Bellman manages to defend just about from Klepper. That is cheeky, you can see over there, trying to make his way past Ressenauer. Walter, Taggart. Battle for P4 on hand here. Let's see if there's any moves here. Roll makes the first pit stop. First pit stop after 18 laps. Aston Martin versus Aston Martin. Oh my goodness me! That's so close! Walter spun round! He's been spun round! I mean, the bigger question as well is that he was also in 6th. He's now all the way, he was also in 3rd, but he's fallen himself all the way down to 8th. Gets bad to worse for the Englishman. Few years, my goodness. All right, let's look replay of this. We lost it somewhere. Wow, this happened a long time ago. Replay of this one. This is between... Looking at here through the replay of Walter. Oh, goodness me. That's very sideways out on exit. Oh. And that was the moment that dropped him only just down through the 4th. And then he was behind Tiger as well. Was the simple lose and loss of momentum? Oh, and oh dear. Uh, it's three mistakes that really like cost Walter pretty much a podium chance here. And then this was the already made contact. All the brakes, nothing to show for it. Still battles out with Andrew though. Neil for P7. Neil going on the defensive using the GT3 to defend. You're allowed to do that, that is doable. Neil under pressure here from the chicane, cuts Walter off, and oh my goodness me, could have ended ugly. Really could have ended ugly. Neil gone off track, not much he can do to recover. Wart, Lorenzo, battle for the P1 here. Gap got down to 4/10. Is it time we're going to see a proper battle between the two front row runners? Both have been at the very front since the start of qualifying. Almost we were expecting a duel between these two throughout the race. Almost came to about nearly half race distance. It's 46 minutes left to go, so 6 minutes shy of half race distance to maybe get to see a proper duel between these two here. With Walter obviously appearing on a pretty impressive MVP and honestly pretty worthy driver of the day performance from him. Probably pressured a lot more than he was used to. Seven 0.5 seconds the gap. Oh, here we go. The battle that everyone has been waiting for here between Lorenzo and Ryan. Both champions, one from season 15, one from season 16. Certainly Imola is going to be a difference maker between these two in the championship. Ryan is looking for his third consecutive in a row. A feat almost unheard of, to be honest, of the first three races. What can Ryan do to apply the pressure to Lorenzo? How can he make Lorenzo get him off of his element and be able to capitalize on the opportunity to make an overtake for the lead of the race here? The first time also. Oh, here we go. Ryan trying to have a look for something to make him close to Lorenzo, but nothing yet. Look at this! He's going to make it a move! Late lunge over for the hairpin of turn 7! super, super close here between these two. Lorenzo still the only one yet to come up for on top. 43 minutes left over the clock. Ryan Ward did a 31.8. Lorenzo did a 31.7. The last lap times differential onto your screen now. That is the gap that we're seeing. The margins have never been so fine here at the Le Mans Series here for season 17. Gap sort of has the gap has sort of increased just a little bit, but they will go back into a little bit for the time being. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. Is this the opportunity Warren's been waiting for the GT3s, potentially? Lorenzo, down front of the hairpin. Spikushkas, I think, that makes his way through. Denies Ryan Ward for the opportunity. He makes his way through past finally, but the gap is too immeasurable. Gone from 3/10. He's lost 6/10 from lap traffic, and he might be a bit furious about that. No, that could have been awful for Rivera. Kept it under control, but might lose out on P7 to Wormstrand, who makes his way right on past. Oh, goodness me. Bit of carnage, bit of carnage, bit of carnage here. It might end very hectically here, and this is going to impact between Wormstrand Rivera and Lorenzo and Ben, as it might seem. Over for the chicane, they're gonna go. Ward has been given a lifeline here. 4/10. It's all up to Ben to see if he can close the gap up even further. And instead of that, he bites the bullet. He heads into the pits. The pit box, he will go. G29 Vince will take his place as P2. Ben Ward, previously under pressure, applying pressure to Brady, has not done that. 2.1 seconds. Cater behind third, and Stuart Brady leads. Ben Neal also comes into the pits as well. Same with Ryan, that's still as well. Ben and Bradley having to start from nearly dead last, has made his way up into third with about less than 40 minutes left to go, and still 2.1 seconds off from Brady as well, that holds on to the lead. Bradley's putting on a pretty astonishing drive, to say the least. Fastest lap more than anyone as well. 43.3 by Bradley compared to 43.79 by Ben and a 43.73 by Stewart. Ryan Ward exits out for the pits in P7. Ben Neal up into 8th. Someone has gone through to the pits. That would be Bradley Cater. Cooling into the pits pretty early. Might be able to overtake Brady and Ward off track. That was indeed another sort of thing that has been kind of ended shot. Is this a bomb? I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I'll delete it. I'll delete it. Twitch. Blah. Delete. Can I not delete messages? I swear I thought I can. Okay. I don't know how to do that. That's fine. Alright. Do. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, sorry about that. We're back now. That was the first time I've ever had to do such a thing ever. Tiger enters into the pits. Mid on the box! Rivera goes off! Rivera has gone off. Demoted way back down to P6. And Raul is also retired as well. 7 laps ago, jeez. Shabora Bradley, battle for P10. I think Shabora still has yet to pit, but Cater's made his way past him. Holding it through, applying to the pressure actually. This could be an intense fight between Shabora and Cater. Has found the works for maybe Cater's lead. If Shabora gives him enough. Bump drafted actually, in fact. Oh, Bellman's off as well! Careful with the rejoin, careful. A pit, definitely indeed, for him. He'll go into the pits as well, and so will another driver. Val Thunder retires. Ben Wart, no, Val Thunder retired. Wormstrand, Wart, Francis and Brady. That's the race leader up ahead. Brandon Cater on exit. managed to overtake, well, always had overtaken power in the end. Seemed to be just fine for the time being. Brady X out through the pits, same with Ward, and they might have jumped Bradley. Exit out, going out for an exit. Yeah, it's cost him, I think. I think it might have cost him. There he is. There's Bradley. 33 minutes left to go. He's done a lot of work, but it's not overdone yet. People left to pit now. Crucial, Blinn, Hendricks both enter into the pits. Vince, Walter, Remington, Stelling out. Spakushkas and Rivera also yet to pit as well. Keeping out for those two as well. Ooh, bit of contact between Cater and Ward. Pushes his way past through turn 7, and that will allow for Cater to get himself up into P6. That displaces 4. I think of a net P4, I believe. Because Jennings with the pits applied means that he still leads, I think. So Jennings, Barrows, and Brady. So that means I think Jennings might be the new race leader by pit strategy, which is incredibly impressive, to say the least. We get the full list of the GT3s of those that have pitted onto your screen now. Spakushkas Rivera going to pit now. And they'll pit now with about 31 minutes left to go. That will be Jennings first, Bartels second, Rivera, Bradley Cater now makes his way on past. And that will be P3 for Bradley. "17 seconds is the gap between himself and Bartels. Ooh, that was a bit hasty up there. Was that Miguel? Miguel's retired. Miguel's retired. That's our 4th retirement of the day. Vince has entered into the pits. That's Vince exit out through. Vince does exit out through. Does he still want to lead? The answer is yes, he does. Vince is the new official race leader of Imola. Where does Kenzo exit out from all this? Kenzo and Lorenzo continue on from their fight back in season 16. A bit of a weave. Someone's very unhappy about that. "30 minutes remaining," says on the clock. That was between Ryan and Lorenzo, actually. Couldn't see in the dark, my apologies. These two have both been so relentless in fighting and battling out with one another. 2 DNFs here. Tiger having to make 2 pit stops in the end. Well, Christian Blin leads. Ryan Ward second. Neil and Vince in a battle. I think. Oh no, Vince has retired. Vince has retired from a disconnect, it seems. Might be another one, sadly, on the cards. Positions have changed now. Christian Blin, now the new race leader. Ward second, Hendricks third, Walter fourth, Neil fifth, and then in the GT3s it is Jennings leading from Bartels, from Cater, from Shabor, from Brady. Many lead changes here in this race, which is quite incredible to watch. And we're still only under 3 minutes left to go. Usually in regular race terms, this means that all chaos would unleash and all hell would break loose. But here it seems to be nearly an opposite here. It seems calm, everyone seems calm, everyone seems collected. Which is, you know, extremely, extremely important. Ward leads still from second place. Doesn't lead the field, he leads the battle between himself and Lorenzo. Lorenzo looking to regroup, looking to re-strategize, rethink his process. And now, instead of Lorenzo having to defend from Ryan, it's now Ryan that has to defend from Lorenzo. I think the times the defendant always comes out, usually on top here at Imola. It does take a certain amount of skills as an aggressor to really cement a move here at Imola. Really need to look for your positions, really pinpoint it, stick to it, and just run away from it. Be committed. Imola is one of those tracks where if you really second guess it, it really ends up punishing you in the harshest way possible. See it in the case during qualifying, you'll see it in the case during the race. It just makes all the challenges all the more harder for these drivers to really make that move. We'll see now from how this one rest will look. Alright, welcome back everyone. Apologies for the slight brief silence. I was off to recollect and regroup and rethink. Oh goodness me, bit of contact. Oh no! 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 Big issue! Big issue! Big issue! That was Oliver who's been hit. Oh dear. Oh dear. Devastating. Very, very devastating. Because that ruined all of Oliver's chances for getting into the podium. It was already slim, but now he's got a big deficit to climb between himself and Lorenzo. 24 seconds is the gap that we're looking at here. Sad. Looked to be a bit like Aston Martin's night, it seemed, with Neil, Taggart, and Walter rising up to the occasion. Taggart started for his second pit stop, and Walter, that's the fourth incident he's been involved with in this entire race. May have squashed his hopes of getting onto the podium this time in Imola. Just under 20 minutes left to go. Bartels and Cater in a battle for P3. Cater flicking their headlights saying, "I'm coming." Bartos holding his ground up against Cater. The clock is slowly starting ticking down. 17 minutes on the clock here. A blue flag being waved, the sign of a hypercar slowly cracking the approach. Cater looking down through to turn 7. Not quite close enough. Hypercar in the way. Hypercar passed. That's another hypercar coming down behind. That might be the battle between Walter and Ben. And it is indeed. That is in the battle for P4. No big losses from either people here. Bartos and Bradley, though, still eyeing on them. Through the chicane they're going to go. We'll ride on board with Bradley for the time being. He's going to look for an opening of some sort, surely. They got 4 tenths now. For P2. After that, it's nearly 7 seconds the gap between Bartos and Jennings. If Cater wants to have any chance of doing it here, he will have to do it now. Shabor done very well to recover up into 4th. We'll worry about the pole sitter of Stuart Brady following through in 5th. Ewa Francis, a great recovery after having less than ideal start to the race. Got Leonard Spakushkas down behind. The closing minutes of the Le Mans series, that is what Phoenix SimSport has always been known for, is starting to deliver once here again. Jules available on the cards. A quarter of an hour left. Everyone's really seem to be holding their breath to see and determine who might come out on top here in these last day moments. Kenzo still on to. Kenzo still holds on through to the lead with Ryan Wharton second. And look at this, Bartos and Bradley gonna go side by side. Pushing over down through to the 3rd sector. Cater committed onto the curb. Surely has got it done, and he has done easy as you like, cool as you like. He gets himself up into 2nd place. Is Bartos going to be able to fight back? That is Kento, I believe, just about in the way. Cheeky in the way, my apologies. Cheeky in the way, not going to do anything to hinder Cater's momentum. And that will surely, I believe, cement Bradley up into P2. Now the goal for Bradley is how close can he get to Jennings now with 14 minutes left to go? Could he make the overtake? Is this what we're going to see for one of the most impressive races in Bradley Cater's career? We'll have to find out. So a battle in the cards between Evo and Linus for P7. Thank you, Souza Tuvatumbe, for the follow. Hope this race has been. It's a very long race, but I hope the races here do seem to have delivered to the excitement and entertainment value of things. Jabor and Stewart still in the midst of a battle for P4. Jacob holding on through at the time being, about 2/10 off from Stewart. No other car yet inside. That's Ben Ward in the background. The gap between Jennings and Cater, 6.2 as well. Turn one, they'll go. Shibura still holds up for the lead. Further back, also in a similar distance. Evo, Linus, also into Tamarillo, they will go. And look at this up ahead. Lorenzo and Ryan back into full swing, back into contention. We're going to see these two potentially chill out one more time. Kenzo, a comfortable lead, 3 seconds up ahead. Ryan and Lorenzo knows that they have to make this fight sure if they want to have any chance of denying Kenzo his first race win of the season. On his way through, on his way past. Second sector upcoming. The 90-degree left-hander. Ryan looking ahead for the GT3 traffic. Bit of contact up ahead. But he still managed to get the overtake done, most importantly. Lorenzo, following suit, manages to make the overtake on the two cars desperately he needs for. Evo and Linus still in a battle for P7 as well. That bit of contact that Lorenzo had with Evo has pushed him a little bit back to Spakushkas more than he would have liked. Otherwise, it would have been a good enough cushion for Evo to not worry about. Brady Shabor up for P4. That I think is Kenzo. It is. Kenzo a little bit slow. Walter and Neil. Neil managed to overtake Walter in the end for P4. That gets Neil up a position. Lorenzo is falling back to Ryan. No more battles left to be made in that circumstance. Ooh, so close. Walter forced to take a shorter line. Cost him much more time, and that's gone to over a second now between himself and Ben. Bradley Cater, 3.67 seconds. Cater a chance to really get a second consecutive win here. Oh, side by side. Between these two, this is going to be for P4, two Porsches side by side. Brady does come on top. Hi, Maxime. Pretty intense fight between Brady and Shabor now as it stands. Brady has always been in the Porsche, yeah. '26 and '27. I think it might be. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't quote me on it. Actually, well, one way to find out. 27, yes, and Brady is the 26. He might be. Yes, he is. Yeah, you're right, Maxime. It's right. Yeah, Jackson, you know I care. Yes, we are. We'll turn attention to that now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jenny, Erie Johnson, for that. Oh yeah, also we got Wart and Lorenzo. Lorenzo managed to make his way past over through Ryan. I've missed that. 5 minutes left to go. If I have time, I might be able to see it through. Not quite overdone yet, though. Must have happened so suddenly, though. Surely. Yeah, Shinzo's in the lead, honestly, by pure strategy. Cater, 1.8 seconds. Give it his all. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Wood? What? Not sure what you're talking about. Until second place still. He's got the gap up increased actually. 1.7. Brief moment, a final look at the replays at the very moment. Here we go, this is the replay that we've missed from the overtake. Oh, on exit here, down for the home stretch is where he made the move. And oh, side by side. Wow, that was so close. Quickest the replays I could possibly do it in these closing stages. 2 minutes left to go on the clock. 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go, and a fast Porsche. Fast indeed, fast in very indeed. Look at that gap. The gap has reduced down to 1 second now. 1 second the gap between Jennings and Cater. It might go down to the very wire here. It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. 60 seconds left on the clock. Oh, we're witnessing Prime Care. We are witnessing Prime Care! Look at that! He might actually do it prematurely. Maybe not need the final lap at the end. Maybe he'll do it right here, right now. Sheer series of corners. He found a full second in just the final sector. Is this the best of Bradley Kerr that we're going to see here? 10 seconds left to go. Can he keep a cool head? Can he keep a cool head? We'll have to wait and see. Kenta will soon exit out through to the final corner. He's going to claim for his first race win of the season. He out-strategized everyone else as well and did it perfectly. Kenta Crucial Plan wins here at Imola. Touch it back over to the lead for the GT3s between Jennings and Cater. Gonna go right down to the very wire. Second sector upcoming. The BMW doing everything they possibly can to defend from the Porsche. Up to the most difficult chicane upcoming. Cater made an overtake here for second place a few laps ago. Is it going to do anything to make a gain here whatsoever? A good exit could really mean a move down into the final few corners upcoming of 17 and 18. He's not getting close though. He isn't closing up just as much as he would like. Down over through one of the final overtaking opportunities. Has Jennings done it? Jennings might have actually done it. Down to the very wire. Jennings gets their first win in the GT3s at Imola. Bradley Cater in second in what has been one of his most standout drives of the season. And the best that he can do is second. He just falls short by just a second. Lorenzo Hendricks recovered for what he recovered to get into second place, with Ryan Ward unable to convert his pole position into a race win, with a third place. Ben Neal in fourth at the very end. No, it was Lorenzo that got the pole position that didn't end up winning. He got second place. Ryan Ward third. Oliver Walter, disappointed for him, but still a very good drive for him as he finishes in fifth, with Bartels in sixth, Brady 7, Shabora in seventh. We'll have a look over through the final race results soon. Final race results here, and there we go, up to the screen, over to the Kansas Crucial Blin. Great drive from him. The Frenchman finally managing to get a race win onto through his belt after this one. I think surely is one to stick this time for the Frenchman. Lorenzo Hendricks into second place upon his grand return. Was not really the race that he would expect, but still a good performance of him regardless. Ryan Ward, championship leader, a very good third to improve his points haul in the standings, with Ben Neal in fourth, Oliver Walter fifth, David Cheeky in sixth, George Remington seventh, and Andrew Taggart in eighth, with Vince retiring. Same with Remington. not Remington, not Remington, Miguel, Miguel, Miguel Artazian, and also Raul Picdil also retiring as well. The GT3s, it is Levi Jennings again. Very good race win for them upon their third attempt after two consecutive fifth places. The American manages to get a race win for them. Incredible result. Massive congratulations over to Levi with Bradley Cater still manages to get through a podium streak. Not quite the race win, but still a good one nonetheless. Outside of that one, we have got Mikael Bartels. That's another podium into his name. It's the second time in a row as well that has got a podium. So only him and Kaler have matched that accolade. Stuart Brady just missed out for the podium after the pit stops. And fourth with Jacob Shabor. Impressive recovery outside of the top 10. Up into fifth, Ben Ward couldn't convert his top three into a podium. The same could be said for Ivar Francis in eighth with Flying Skusha split in between those two. Florian Ruller in ninth with Sever Klepper completed over through to the top 10 after being in the midfield. Outside of that, Emma Quamstein over into 11th with Paul Sabor in 12th. Evo to Paul finishing over a lap down with Marvin Rassenhauer, Kevin Rivera, Samuel Bellman, and Maury Amar being the retirements that we've had today. An incredible race, I must say, and definitely unbelievable. Couldn't I honestly to God could not believe it. Which was I have got people ready for interviews, so we will slowly get over to that in a very short moment. Uh, yeah, breathe, please. I couldn't breathe. It was over the top excitement, and for 80 minutes, Imola has truly deserved such a wonderful race. I must say, incredible uh, battle from start right until the very end. And in the end, it was extremely impressive to just watch from everyone. So we will go down over to the interviews in a quick moment.
All trying to.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, buddy.
Uh, that was
Hello.
an incredible race. Kenzo, start over with you. Um, this is your first race of the season. I'm definitely sure this is very hectic, I must say. But incredible result, especially having to start with. I think you had to start with a qualifying ban as well. Did you think with the qualifying ban and with the extended time that you would be, uh, winning this race?
Yes, I was really confident about winning this race at first because I love this track. I pretty much, if you remove penalty in count, I have a 100% win rate in Imola. But yeah, as soon as I got some mistakes, some guy like doing lagging, doing some really big defense that make me speak French like I never did before. Yes, that I started losing my hope even for podium, going away, and suddenly I forgot. I remember who I was, and it was the box. I was in front of Ryan and Lorenzo. No, I've exit in front of Ryan, and Lorenzo changed tires. So it was very cold tires at the exit. Overtake him, and for some reason, I was like nearly faster than them. Sometime faster than the Ryan and Lorenzo, and pretty much all the time near the same space. But one info is missing is that they didn't change tire, but I didn't change tires. So I still don't know how I managed to pull that win, but
Wait,
it's here, and I'm gonna keep it like that.
wait, you didn't change tires?
Yes. Don't ask why. I still don't know. I managed to put that pace against this too.
Kenzo, are you a witch? How's that bloody possible?
I'm fucking goat, man. I proved myself that my title is not. I don't have the word actually, but I prove everyone that the Go title that everybody say to me is worth it. Is actually true. Ugh.
You were not kidding whenever you were saying like Imola was your favorite track from the interviews that I've conducted with you. So nice to see you've pulled up your fair share of the bargain. Um, with the race going on to the final closures, and as you said, not pitting with tires, a big risky move that somehow managed to pay off. The battle that we've seen between Ryan and Lorenzo in the dying stages of it, did you think that somewhat saved your chances of the race win, or do you think if they collaborated, you might have been under pressure by them? Do you think?
Actually, it helped me because like I was okay. That's one thing I can lift off a bit, not going to push my lap because as told you, I was not really sure if I changed tire or no. So
Mm.
I just okay. Is I fighting? I'm gonna lift a bit, try to make less mistake. And yeah, the battle between these two really helped me, not in terms of pace, but just let me just relax myself for the end of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, that's honestly a very good mindset to have. Um, of course, unfortunately, with the penalty that you had in Portimao, you were denied of your first race win of the season. But I'm pretty sure this one is definitely going to stand in your case, Kenzo. Uh, a good result for you, good points haul for you. You've propelled yourself back into championship contention, I think, with that race win. So how do you feel now? How do you feel now this time with your chances up to the midway point of the season?
Well, obviously, with the pen of Portimao putting me in P5, I think 24 Daytona no 6 that made me miss Scota race, and I was like entering Imola. Okay, if I don't put at least a podium, I'm out of the championship really quick because I'm pretty sure the pace of Ryan because he decided to go the Peugeot. I think he likes the Peugeot, so he's really fast. And Lorenzo coming back at Imola. So yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, if I don't put a good result, I'm cooked. So yeah, now I've probably put the best result I could ever done on this track. So yeah, I'm pretty confident now the championship. Still think I can really enter. Oh God, I can't find the word. I still think I'm
It's okay.
good for the championship.
I'm glad to hear that. Thank you very much, Kenzo. A very well, truly deserved race win, and probably one of your finest this season. All the best to you,
Thank you very much.
Ryan. Over to you. Even though you've lost your winning streak, it's still a race to take on with a lot of positives. You still have 100% podium rate to your end with Kenzo Lorenzo being at full form. You still managed to finish into P3. How do you feel?
Um, Gutted actually. Um, I mean, I can be happy with the third place. There's no shame in being behind Kenzo and Lorenzo. Obviously, the only thing of being disappointed behind Kenzo is the fact that he started from the back. Not that there was like 20 cars, there was only 9, but that's still a big thing for him to have to go through. And I thought when we were making the pit stop, him being 20 seconds behind me, I kind of knew that he'd be fast in the once he got through everyone, but I didn't see him winning the race. I knew it would be me or Lorenzo. Um, so when I pitted and changed tyres, I was more and more confident that I'd done the right thing. And then I saw a little Frenchman come out 4 seconds in front of me. I was like, how did he do that? And then he literally just drove off into the distance. And there were times where I was faster, obviously with my tyre advantage, but I've never pushed so hard in my life. Like the whole first stint, I was not me and Lorenzo had like a second difference between us most of the time. We weren't side by side in every corner, but I was right behind him in every braking zone, in every corner, every straight. I pulled what I thought was an amazing move in turn 1 on him to take the lead. Um, but it was an amazing race. But obviously disappointed not to have won it. I felt like I had the pace to win it. But Lorenzo at the end, I just kind of overcooked my tyres. I think pushing so hard. and then I ran out of talent on the second to last lap and spun, which cost me 6 seconds. So it put me outside of 10 seconds to Kenzo, and it put me about 7 seconds behind Lorenzo. So I think it will be a P3 for me, but the fact that I'm disappointed with a P3 isn't that bad.
Yeah, I can definitely understand it, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely a tough field, as you said. As you said, you were pushing very hard to Lorenzo, but then also in the earlier stages as well, you lost the front row. You lost out to I think it was Walter, I believe, that overtook you at the start, and you were trailing behind him as
Yeah.
well. So you had to fight for effectively two guys at the start, Lorenzo and Oliver, even though Kenzo's way
Mhm.
down the back. So yeah, I can imagine how really stressful and how much you had to really push for it. So would you say this is the hardest race that you've done so
So,
far in your career?
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Like the the 8 hours the endurance stuff I'm doing at the moment doesn't come anywhere near close to how difficult that race was. I've never had to push so hard. It was like doing qualifying laps every single lap just to stay with Kenzo and Lorenzo. I knew coming into the season that having already won a title, um, I I knew that I wanted to go in the Valk, um, but I couldn't get the Valk to work for me. Whereas Mav got on with it really well, whereas I just couldn't get it to work. So I knew that I couldn't stay in the Valk and fight Kenzo and Lorenzo.
Yeah,
So I knew that I needed to get in the pug. I needed to be on level playing field. And having been fast in Portimao and fast in USA, obviously Kenzo wasn't there in the US, but I do feel like I'm performing on their level, um, which is good for me personally. But man, it's hard work because like Lorenzo did a 30.0 in qualifying. I don't know where he found that. And then Kenzo I could do those lap times in the practice session the other day, but I couldn't do them today, which was a shame. But yeah, I got done to start by that. I saw that Aston Martin, and I knew that I was going to get eaten in turn one. And my car is so slow in a straight line, it's crazy. And I knew that Aston Martin was going to get me. I just had to wait for Walter to make a mistake, because he's really fast as well, but he does make one or two mistakes. So I just had to wait for him to do that, and I knew that I could get past him. When he figures out how to stop making those little mistakes, he will be up there with the three of us as well. So yeah,
yeah,
champions back on for the Frenchman. Lorenzo's always going to be there. David had a difficult race, but man,
well, with that, sorry, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. Um, standings still wise, still hold on to the lead with the drop rounds as well cleared. You're still hold on to lead 76 points, so a pretty good margin ahead from Kenzo. Um, tell us what's your goals by the midpoint of the season from your perspective.
um, my midpoint of the season is going to be hope I don't miss any races. I do think there's going to be a chance that I miss one, um, which is going to be a shame because that means my drop round will actually be a zero finish. But we'll just have to wait and see how many rounds I miss. So if I don't miss any, um, then it will just be about being consistent to the end of the season.
Okay, that's that's interesting here. Thanks very much for your time, Ryan. Thank you, Kenzo. Thank you, Ryan, and massive congratulations onto your podiums. All right, that has been us here at the my apologies. Um, all right, sorry, my apologies for that. That's been us here for the commentary here at the Phoenix SimSport Le Mans series. Fantastic race. One full of nail biting attrition, and adrenaline action, and as a result, it has now kind of swung the championship in full swing. Ryan Wart, Kenzo, and David having to Kenzo, and David are looking to be the prime contenders for that championship. Lorenzo holding on to a podium at least, but not a good start for his run, having to suffer for a penalty from himself for the first 2 runs. But we will see how the rest of the championship progresses on fourth. We know our protectors for the hypercars, and it's a serious situation over to the GT3s. The real question is, can anyone challenge Bradley Cater? And the answer is yes. All you have to do is put him in the back of the grid penalty, and the worst that he can do is second place. Levi Jennings joins Chase Owens in the top 3 of the championship, though. 53 points for Levi, with Chase in 65 points, and Bradley Cater leads also still on equal points. Chase Owens used up the drop route for the absence today. So that has been it through everyone here at the racing side of things here at Phoenix SimSport Le Mans Series. Thank you all very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure to have commentated here throughout these 80 minutes and 20 minutes of qualifying. We continue on with the calendar. The clock is slowly ticking down for 7 days as we approach over to the 4th round of the Le Mans Series Championship. It's the secure international circuit. The Bahrain Outer Layout is what's going to be hosting round 4. The first time ever in this platform that we're going to utilize the outer layout here today, at least in the broadcasting side of things, at least in my perspective. So that will be an absolute joy to watch, where top speed is pretty much where it really is going to matter, and the shortest lap times as well we're going to see from these drivers as well today. For that in mind, stay tuned for next week for that, and stay tuned for the rest of the other exciting racing series that we have going on for Tower, the MX-5s, the TCRs, the Assetto Corsa Competizione Championships, and many, many more still yet to come. But until then, we'll see you over at January 31st at 8 o'clock. But until then, I've been Amir Oates. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.